Hi there, welcome to my channel where I take you on tours of tiny and unique homes. In today's episode, we're traveling to Washington to take a tour of an old, underused shed that has been transformed into a beautiful tiny home. Nick, the owner, will talk about what he had to do to make this shed into a livable space and how this project can be completed for a fraction of the price of a traditional tiny home. And if you recognize this homeowner, it's because this is the fourth time we featured him. We toured his prefab shed that he turned into a tiny home, as well as a beautiful shipping container home and an A-frame treehouse that he has located on his property. So be sure to check out those tours as well, which will be linked in the description. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you know every single time we publish a new episode.
Hi, I'm Nick, and welcome to Persis Cabin. My wife, Nasim, and I bought the property back in 2010. Our intent was to have a property on the water somewhere on the way to a ski hill. When we purchased the first cabin, Amos cabin, just next door to this Persis cabin, both of the structures were 6 shades of brown, so it needed a lot of love. We heavily fixed up the property and we decided to turn Persis cabin into a guest house for our friends and family to stay. So Persis Cabin was really a shed built in right around 2004 by a previous owner. Just a shed with nothing but studs, a concrete foundation, and the existing windows. To get this guest ready, it just needed to be warm and needed a bathroom. The contractor and I worked together to put together a plan to insulate. We did the knotty pine throughout. We added the kitchenette and the outdoor shower, turned it into a livable space. So regarding costs, it was already here when we bought it. I want to say maybe to do what we did in Persis back in the 2011 was right around 35 grand to do the whole project. After we fixed up Amos and Persis cabins, we refinanced and scraped together enough cash to buy the end of the road lot, which now has O'Neill Cabin on it. After some success with O'Neill Cabin, I built up enough confidence to do my first, true new build, which was the shed conversion we call Clay Baby now. And then after a couple more years of some positive revenues and the gumption, I went for the big treehouse build, and that's where you see the tree frame. And then a little over a year later, we finished the new sea container building as well. I think with a shed conversion, it's pretty simple, exorbitantly less expensive than the traditional build. So it's really rewarding to, use it and then also to share it with other folks looking for a retreat from busy, hemmed in city life. So it's been a nice little cabin. This is Persis Cabin. It's really the guest house to our neighboring cabin called Amos. When the family and I started developing and getting the cabins ready to go, we wanted a cute little place for our friends and family to stay. So the shed really was built in 2004 on a concrete slab by the previous owner. When I bought the place in 2010, it was just at studs and it didn't have the outdoor shower or any of these structures on the side. So it's just kind of this gabled roof style cabin. Persis Cabin's really a gem of the cabins here. It has a terrific view all the way down the river corridor and the index wall. We use live edge cedar to make this really cute outdoor shower. It's one of my favorite places to shower on the property. You've got openings to look up at the mountains and the trees. The cedar tree that fell not too far from here and is then repurposed and used to make this shower structure. So I really love this shower. I found this fixture online and it seems to really suit, standing underneath it out in nature. Then we've got this really nice reclaimed cedar board for the headboard of the shower. And we had to do this mechanism out here to try to not let the thing freeze in the winter. We just have these 2 simple levers, hot and cold, to let water flow through the shower. And you've got 2 valves here, of course, hot and cold, that you can regulate. And then to drain water out of the fixtures, we've got the drain, hot drain, and we've got the cold drain. And it's really important to keep that empty during the winter so that things don't freeze up. Taking a shower out here in the middle of the winter is the best. It's just terrific. I love being outside in the cold and then getting under the hot water. We have a 19-gallon hot water heater that does a great long shower for folks here. And that's one of my favorite places to shower all times of year. All right, let's check it out inside. So when Nasim and I bought the property in 2010, this shed looked just studs. The windows were already in place, concrete floor, and no kitchenette, nothing but a couple of old wood tools. There was just a rickety, ladder heading up to a loft. It looked like there were a couple old kids' mattresses up there for sleeping. We wanted to add some space to have our friends and family stay, so I hired a contractor to help me with a lot of the work and the planning, and we ended up making it a guest house. One of the first things we had to figure out is getting a toilet in here. This bathroom is up off grade, so to avoid drilling through the concrete, we did the plumbing in about 12 inches of space that then lays out to the pump house there. We just have a simple pedestal sink. I like to use a lot of this brushed brass to kind of brighten it up and give it a little more up-to-date look, and then just a straightforward toilet. So this light fixture is kind of an interesting story. There's a shop right on Highway 2. This looks like there's tons of rusty stuff in the yard. And one of the first times we came up here, I was like, Nasim, I'm gonna take you to this awesome store. It's filled with rusty stuff. And she just looked at me like, wow, that sounds exactly like what I wanna go see. But I ended up getting this stained glass light cover from the woman who runs that store, and she did all this solder work and everything, and it's been up here since 2011. Well, I'm very excited about this new furniture. I just got into this new partnership with a company called App2B that supplied us this beautiful table, chairs, cozy couch. One of the nicest parts of this cabin is the vantage you get and the view that you get of the index granite wall. It's just spectacular as you sit here either working or eating. And then this cozy ruby red couch we just got like yesterday literally, and I just love it. So soft, so cozy. Really looking forward to using this thing in Persis Cabin. So for years the cabin was just a pull-out futon down here and a bed upstairs. It was years later where I wanted this to be a standalone cabin, so we decided to put in this little kitchenette. We did the flooring. It's just a LVP vinyl plank. It really made the space nicer versus that cold concrete. And then we put in this cute little kitchenette. I really like this cherry butcher block countertop material. It turned out really nicely with this dark color wood and just a clear coat. The cabinets with the gold hardware, I really like. We found this real skinny Whirlpool microwave. I mean, when do you need your nachos to be like higher than this? I mean, that was the question. So this fit perfectly in the space. I've gotten away from mainly the traditional stoves and I'm using these cooktops, the induction cooktops. I really like it just because it's using electricity. It's a renewable resource. They work very well. They're very efficient and safe and kind of low footprint, very small. So I really like those, and we're looking hopefully to put some solar solutions on the property so we can actually offset some of the use of the grid as we move forward. So I put in just a regular mini fridge. These things are pretty good, but I really would like more ice capabilities just for folks who want to enjoy some ice cream. I maybe need to look in to see if there is one that maybe has more of a freezer on top. I also love to do these LED light accents. Actually had that plug put in there specifically for this strip. I just feel like it's a little glamorous to come in and see some sort of underlight, especially if there's some sort of valance covering that light so you can see the underglow coming at you. These floating shelves, I really love. This came from a fir tree that blew down in 2015, and I'm always trying to incorporate materials that are from the property and that I can make. So here it is. This is the fir tree that blew down in 2015. And then a friend of mine had bought this giant chainsaw, and we used an Alaska mill to mill 6 giant boards out of this 10-foot section. And so those floating shelves in the kitchen are from this tree, probably another 20 feet there of wood we could use as well. The backsplash tile, I like to use super differentiating products. I just like how playful and kind of whimsical it is against the butcher block and the big farm sink. To get up to the loft, we had to make a ladder. And so the contractor that I used came up with this really burly idea to do 4 by, I think, 8 treads, double handle, super steep ladder, but it gets you up there and does the job. Here's the cute little queen bed sleeping loft. At certain times throughout the years, we had 2 twin beds for different guests, like our good family friends would stay up here all the time for ski season. But for now, it's really turned into a 2-person cabin. We have the queen bed with the nice linen duvet covers, and then we have this spectacular view of the river and the index wall right behind you there. Really, you could lay in bed all day and just watch that time go by there. While you're not pondering at Mother Nature, you can also binge watch your favorite shows or movies. This is a 50-inch TV with the smart stick in it. We still have a DVD player here, so one of our favorites is this classic Harry and the Hendersons. I mean, you can't go wrong with Harry. Again, you know, we used part of a tree that fell down on the property. The contractor that I used was very into kind of burly, like log work and things like that. So we ended up using this cool part of a fir tree to make the handrail. So this is just like a little thing. Our kids, I put fancy chandeliers in their bedrooms in Seattle when they were growing up. So as they outgrew them, they moved to the cabin. So Cyrus has the one in Persis, and Chloe's chandeliers hanging over in Amos.
Thanks for watching this week's episode. If you'd like to see more sheds that have been converted into beautiful tiny homes, make sure that you check out the playlist that we have linked in the description, and I will see you soon with another unique home tour.